Welcome to the Art of Feedback. I'm Hedi, and in this video I'll share with you my 5 tips on how to give and receive feedback effectively. We all know feedback helps employees, team members, everyone to be more engaged and valued at what they do and improve and grow, a very basic human need. But feedback is often framed and executed in a confusing way, to say the least. So I want to help you with my best of over a decade of experimenting and challenging feedback tools and strategies. Okay, number 1, set a common ground. Define what you mean by feedback. The biggest hurdle or even mistake I see happening when we talk about feedback is that it is not received as something of value or opportunity to grow. It's received as criticism, complaints, personal attack. So make sure everyone knows what you mean by feedback, that it's the process of delivering information about a person's performance so that he or she can improve. That it is an opportunity for growth and essential to any kind of business environment because it enhances performance and therefore profitability. Wow, long sentence. In other words, make sure everyone knows it's positive and it's not a negative, that it's not a threat. Make sure they know upfront because otherwise they shut down before you even started. Number 2, create a feedback ritual. Create a feedback ritual so it's timely and often and not after weeks and months and nobody knows what it was you're going to give feedback about. Rituals are so cool because they're like brushing teeth, like a hygiene process for teams to be able to address issues and give out praise. Both highly motivational. Rituals you also don't have to think about, it's just happening, so nobody can get scared because it's a hygiene process, totally normal. How often? The best teams that I've seen perform were those who were giving and receiving feedback at least for a couple of minutes once a week, and then a larger feedback session about an hour every month. Third, have frameworks and tools in place. Common mistake here is to set a time, but then you just talk all over the place. Don't know, is that a point of improvement or praise on the other side? So not at all useful. Make sure to use formats like the feedback hand or the feedback matrix, something that helps the feedback giver, if that's you, to structure the feedback. And it's also cool for the receiver to utilize the information. So maybe you want to write it down and then afterwards hand it over. It's structured, feedback receiver knows what's going on and can immediately take action upon it. Number 4, super important as well, start with the positive. Be concrete and balanced. Common mistake is that depending on the culture, of course, we often start with the negative, especially in Germany, I find. It's very brain unfriendly actually, because that can easily be seen as a threat, which means the receiver goes into a defending mode, reactive and not at all receiving anymore. Avoid that by stating the positive first, opens up the ground for conversation and the points of improvement. Super neat, super simple. Stay balanced if possible. For example, state 3 positive and then 3 things to improve, and always be concrete. I know I said it, but I say it again, be concrete. If you're saying something like you're a great team worker, you cannot make any use of this information, right? Because you don't know, does he or she mean great because I bring cookies every so often, or because I jump in when somebody is sick? Totally different scenarios. So the question mark is, do I bring more cookies or do I jump in more often? Very big difference, right? So again, be concrete so the receiver can actually take action upon it. Number 5, also super important to not have the alarm bells ring on the receiver's end. Never become personal and make an effort. The more effort you put into preparation, meaning the structure of your thoughts, the better you have digested what you want to say, the better the receiver can digest it. It's very, very helpful if you yourself think about things on how to improve your negative points. So again, the receiver can actually take great action upon it. Always be as neutral as possible, no judgment, only focus on what you've observed performance-wise or whatever you focus on and how you can see improvement. If you are the feedback giver initiating the session, I highly recommend you to consider a 6th bonus tip, which is feedback is best when it's both ways. If you give feedback, make sure you get the opportunity to receive it as well. That way it's a conversation on eye level and both parties can grow and improve, and it's a win-win. Ta-da! So I hope this little overview was helpful to you and your team. If you want more on feedback tools, make sure to check them out here on this channel. Like and subscribe, rock on, and see you very soon here on this channel. Bye bye.